What is going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Crossout Clan Wars. I brought in some clips today that I didn't really know where was like appropriate to post because they didn't really fit in under any specific videos. But the first game we got here nevertheless is a game versus Byte, and they had like sort of a jack of all trades setup, so to say. And I mostly just want to focus on our strategy, not as much on what the enemy actually brought and stuff like that. But we are playing on, is it Broken Arrow? I think this map is called Broken Arrow. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we usually like to go for the bridge when we play setups where a high ground and like a good open areas is a must. And the dudes had melee builds and then they had wretches, so an ideal situation for us would be to get bridge before they do, because if we get that bridge, then we have like very good cover for the melees, while we can easily take shots on them, because like bridge is the best high ground to get on this map if you just want to brawl with people where you can have the upper hand. But as you can see, they are slowly charging into us, so we just turn our focus and see how hard it is for him to get to us, because that bridge is just cap can, so he can't really get in there. As soon as we get the sparks off, they can't really remove the cap cans anymore. So we had a pretty good setup against these guys, that is for sure. These dudes are getting cap can too. And all three dogs are on us now. And look at how much they're struggling to actually just get to us, because that bridge, the bridge is just so hard to approach on. So we were really happy with us getting the bridge here in the first match actually. But as soon as we have them all like under control, we just start degunning, we start decloaking. The dude there plays an undermounted Retcher build on a sideways spider, and that is, in my opinion, one of the best ways you can actually play the Retchers, because the guns is just so well protected. Like, they are really, really well protected. It's so hard to shoot between those legs, and he still has a rather good, like, the Retchers are pretty big, so he still has quite a lot of gun depression, even though, or gun elevation, as soon as he stuffed those like under his build. So a pretty solid build indeed, but they just couldn't get through us. We had such good control over them that we can just slowly finish them off and kill the last guy there, and that's the end of round 1. So speeding into the second round, we're trying to do the same thing again, and they actually allow us to get bridge once more. If I was in their position, I would have said that they probably should have gone for a harder push on us to just not allow us to get into position before the fight actually starts. They decide not to do so though, which, like, as you can see, they engage quite late here, meaning that he's just gonna drive straight into cap cans, and he actually broke off because he had to clear those cap cans, so he just gave us a lot more distance than we should have had in order to get to us. And as you can see, they just keep on breaking off to get those cap cans, and that just slows them down a lot, like really much. And that's the consequence when you just allow us to get that, like, that position that we want to get. We end up bringing the fight here to the back of the map, and it's still a pretty good position for us because we have so much open ground that the melees will just not get close to us properly. I'm just trying to finish off that dude because he's burning, and next turn my attention to the dude who still has weapons. So it's a pretty simple game indeed. They do actually deal a decent amount of damage to us here in the second round, and they do like give us quite a lot of competition. But we even out the fight there, going for that 2 versus 2. Sadly though, like, our last ally is still down. That wretched dude has 1 gun left, so I just turn my focus to him, as the dog is really not a threat, and I degun him. So super nice. Now just the dog left. He is also just like a ride without guns anymore, so he's not really a struggle either. He tries to blow up on me, but that doesn't really work for him, so I can slow and steady finish off that last dude. He demos on me, and that was a pretty solid win there in the first round. So moving on to the second game, we got a game versus Lat, You've seen these guys in videos before. It's definitely one of the more fun clans to fight. These guys have some pretty good players, and they have some pretty good weaponry and stuff. So the fights are often pretty even, and you also see this one actually go to a best of 3 just because it's so, like, it's so even. And that's just the basic theme whenever we play these guys. Like, it's a bit of a 50-50 who wins and who loses. So really good clan, and also some really nice games always. The reason that we lost the first round in this one is because Swag Scoper got, like, sort of broke off from the team. As you can see, he sort of goes solo down there on the map. I think it was because the dog might have gotten to him. I honestly don't remember. These games are, like, kind of old, so remembering the details is a bit hard sometimes, but it is what it is. We also just get beaten up. Like, I took way too much damage. I just exposed myself while we gave them high ground. What we should have done differently is just simply not let them get high ground. Just push up on them a lot more than we did, because we just become sitting ducks the way that we actually fought this first round, and that just beat us up, especially when they have the typhoons. Then we just have to be so freaking careful, and we just were not careful enough. So yeah, we had to just give up this first round here and accept our defeat. And I die there as well. Those pulsars explosion radius is like, they just tear you down, so the typhoons can just finish you off with goddamn ease. And that's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. I just want to stay together. As I'm saying, we split up.
Hover too?
Everyone. So we try to focus more on actually just sustaining our push here in the second round. We're just waiting for everybody to pick up, and now just stay together as well as we can while we apply pressure to them, because you've seen that in videos before on the Reapers. Like, the Reapers can apply so goddamn much pressure onto enemies if you just engage correctly. If you saw that, like, did you pay attention to the minimap there? If you did, then you saw that dog actually cloaking from the ramp on right, so I figured it was about time to decloak him, and luckily got the decloak on him that just gave his position. Since they want to push up right side, we just try to apply as much pressure as we can onto them while they actually rotate around us. I don't know why that spider actually broke off, because he took so much damage from me and Excella. So we landed, like, as you can see, the damage just keeps on coming in on him. So a really nice, like, counter to their push. The dog comes, so we quickly turn around and start focusing him instead. Just slowly trying to save Swag Scoper, but he does actually get those front hovers off Swag Scoper, and that is, like, the most crucial thing you can do to a sideways hover like that, because if you get those front hovers, then a lot of the times they are gonna be, like, just facing into the ground, and that doesn't really help your cause. They started capturing here, so we had to do something. The thing we want to do here is just send, like, Etiquette in first, because he is by far the guy with the most HP. So we want him to just go in first and, you know, eat that initial wave of typhoons, because he can also fire back more than me and Excella can. And that will give me and Excella a window to actually get close to the enemy. And if me and Excella can get close to the enemy, we can deal more damage to them. I actually end up going in first here anyways, because, yeah, I really don't really know what happened, but we still redirected. Like, we split up the fire between us pretty okay. Meaning that we can finally actually interrupt their capture. So now all the other guys have to do is just finish them off, and luckily Etiquette just had an A game here, and he finished them off perfectly, landed a lot of good hits in this brawl, which just took the guys down, like, one by one. As you can see, he's still just landing a lot of damage and a lot of cabin damage, which is what we need. So they just have 2 people left, and one of them actually decides to try to run away, so I just sped up the clip here because there's a lot of chasing going on here. He's slowly just taking down that dude in cap, because we need those 2 kills since they have the upper hand with caps. So Etiquette goes in pursuit, finishes the guy who broke off, and goes to cap and kills the last guy. Awesome. So we only have 1 round left now, which is also the 3rd and final round. So super exciting indeed. We tried to just deny them from doing what they did last time, which was push up on that high ground. So we focus a bit more on actually applying damage to them while they go for that high ground. We get an early push here on the dog. Luckily, I can hold up okay versus that dog, so he doesn't like tear all the way through my build. I have a lot of stuff in the rear there to protect from rear lances, and they just did their job. So that was super good, and we can take down the dog pretty easily. Now we just have 3 guys left, so the high ground, like, it isn't all that big of a problem anymore because they somewhat split up. So I'm just trying to apply some pressure to the dude who broke off into our cap and just chase him down as much as I can because he's still fighting like Swexcoper down here. So I just want to get down there and help and make that situation a 2 versus 1 while the other guys fight 2 versus 2. They are right behind me though, so we actually get like a big upper hand on the dude and we get the kill on him. So we can turn the focus towards the last 2 guys. Once we turn towards them, they start fighting back quite hard. And like, that's okay. They deal quite a lot of damage to us, so we still have to be on the lookout. We can't just like fully go in there because we are kind of crippled because of those fights, so we have to be cautious about it. As you can see, Axilla just blew up. I tried to like somewhat chase here without exposing myself too much. I don't want to jump down there because if I do, he's gonna have the upper hand, so I want to be smart about my approach to him. So we decide just to end that other dude and make it a 1 versus 3. So the odds are not really looking good for the last guy, so we decide just to, now would be a good time to push. So we do that. I use my rifts once again. You guys have seen that video on how I set up those rifts and stuff, just to like drop any explosives that we don't really need anymore. So we can finally finish off the last spider, and I want to say thank you guys for joining this video once again. I will leave the 3rd and final game to you guys just to watch and enjoy without any commentary, because it's just SSTF, another dog team, and there's not really much to say about it, to be honest. So thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video. If you enjoyed this, there's a subscribe button down there. Please hit that one. The last Clan Wars videos has gotten so many likes, so please keep that coming if you enjoy what I do. And until next time, have an awesome day. Bye.
Holy shit, they're coming in. Everyone go back to cap. We're too late. Backpedal and decloak. Someone decloak left.
Here, laser dance.
Help me.
Oh no. The heck?
He's hot. He's clipped onto me.
He's gonna kill me. How did that happen? Hold on, man.
Go to me.
What happened, bro?
Somehow he got my side and got me stuck on the wall.
Oh.
Wow, I survived that
Charge
shit.
him.
Can't do nothing, guys.
Yeah, just rushing.
Charge. Charge.
How's 2 Reapers been working?
Decent.
Me, pretty good, yeah. I've been using them for like a year now.
I mean, Axilla has been decent at best.
I'm decent at reading.
Alright, take the right side here.
Guys, remember, if I'm playing bad or if you guys need me to switch builds, just make the call, man. I'm not gonna get upset or anything, man.
Yep.
I just want the clan to succeed.
You're doing good. Chillax.
Nah, I feel like
Nah,
I'm
do
slacking
that
for
or
some
also.
reason. I feel like
Shoot the hover, put some.
Yeah, take shots on the pulsar.
the shit out of him. Pew. Drop cap cans up here in the open space where me and Eddie is.
Nice.
Wow.
Maybe move up just a bit to the left so that we can take shots on the dude in cap.
I don't know if there's an angle. I can't.
There should be. There should be.
One cloak. Decloak in right.
Yeah, I got him right.
Nice.
Guys, move up to that cap. Take shots at him. He's free. No one's coming in right now.
Because of cap.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into cap soon.
Yeah. Go in, cap. We're just gonna fall back as soon as they... There we go. They cloaked.
Hal? This is not good.
Nope.
What is happening?
I flipped one of them.
He's wedging you and framing you. Okay, he's desparked. Tree, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I flipped one of the dogs, so I'm good. There we go.
I'm gonna push the hover.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's not good, bro. It's just
I'm gonna
that's
steal
not
your
happening.
kill tree.
Nope.
It's fine.
Didn't never. Oh, fuck you. There we go.
Oh, I got him.
Oh my god.
We have 1 minute.
Start.